we bounced from GoldenEye to On Her Majesty's Secret Service. Can you believe it? The second most unique James Bond movie in the James Bond franchise. Netflix, maybe that's what Netflix algorithm is doing. It's playing from normal to unique. I don't know, bending back to normal because there's still a few like very typical James Bond movies we haven't done yet. On Her Majesty's Secret Service, what can I say? When I first started watching James Bond movies in the late 90s, not many people liked this movie. It wasn't a beloved one. People thought it was too boring. It's funny enough, I recently just watched the 3-minute long trailer they cut in the 1960s for Diamonds Are Forever, and it's amazing. Go watch that trailer. It's amazing how much reaction it was to On Her Majesty's Secret Service. Like, that helps me understand Diamonds Are Forever a little bit better, because the trailer is like, oh, we brought the action back, and we brought the Bond girls back, and we brought kind of the silliness back. It's just hammering on all of that, because On Her Majesty's Secret Service was none of those. You can't talk about this movie without talking about the movie behind the movie, and that's George Lazenby and how he got to be Bond. Wild story. If you haven't watched that documentary, go check that out. This is one where the making of is almost more entertaining than the movie itself. But now, I've heard that it's kind of the hipster's choice. The Our Majesty's Secret Service is for hipsters. It's for people who like James Bond, ironically, or something like that. Part of that is our great director, Christopher Nolan, who I hope gets to direct one of his James Bond movies someday. I really want that to happen, and I want that movie to be set in the 1950s. That's what I want. Make it happen. Make it happen, Amazon. You could do it, Jeff Bezos. You could do anything. And so we'll sell for Denis Villeneuve, in the meantime. But Christopher Nolan loves On Her Majesty's Secret Service, and I could see why. You can see, because Our Majesty's Secret Service is it's the editing and the way they filmed a lot of this. The skiing is spectacular. You guys know I love me a Bond who skis, and the skiing in this is just great. And just not even like the chase themselves, but just how it's shot, how you have that mixture of close up to kind of panned out to close up. That's a very good editing trick and technique that Nolan uses in a lot of his movies. I love the love story. If I have any critique now of this movie, now that I'm older, more mature, and really do love it a lot more than I did as a kid, if I have any critique, it's two movies. It's one of those Bond movies, kind of like From Russia with Love, that kind of you have a beginning and you have an end, and there's just a hard switch right in the middle when Bond goes to Switzerland and infiltrates Blofeld's kind of weird makeup whatever organization they have going on there. So you do have that. Terry coming back both in the novel. This was like one of the last ones to really hew close to one of the novels until like Casino Royale with Daniel Craig. But so Ian Fleming did write it like that, but she just kind of pops up as Bond is being pursued through this town. So that's kind of wonky. But man, this watch through, I really appreciated those scenes of not so much their beginning love story, but I appreciate those scenes because like, he's kind of a man on the run, which you don't see a lot with Bond. And you can see that he's kind of worried they're going to find him and kill him before he can report back to him what's going on. And so she finds him in a moment of rare vulnerability in Bond. And I think that's why people now love this movie, is because this is a vulnerable Bond that you don't see until Daniel Craig. A little bit with some Pierce, just very little bit with some Pierce Brosnan stuff. Very little bit with Timothy Dalton too. But he is like sitting there shivering, scared he's gonna, they're gonna find him, and that's when she pops up, and that's just kind of it's a powerful scene, well acted, well filmed. That ending, oh man, that ending, gut punch every time. And George Lazenby should have gone on to do more of these, because could you imagine, like, it's so weird going from this into Diamonds Are Forever, because Diamonds Are Forever is Sean Connery on a tantrum trying to find Blofeld because Blofeld just killed his wife. But there's such a disconnect there where if it had been Lazenby, I don't think you'd feel that disconnect at the beginning of Diamonds Are Forever. But man, I mean, what a film. Like this is the James Bond movie, one of a few that's studied in film classes, and rightly so. I love it. So anyway, on to the next.